Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to this training session on how to day trade. So in today's session, I'm going to be recapping 6 winning trades out of 7. They weren't perfect trades. I'll run through each trade, and there were some trades I didn't take that would have been absolutely fantastic winners. And so these trades I've taken just before I was to launch or get underway my live trading room coaching sessions for my members. So as I'm getting ready, I'm just firing off a couple of trades that I see set up. Now, don't be fooled by this. And this is where, unfortunately, so many traders have been sold the wrong bill of goods when it comes to trading. They want to see $5,000 on the screen and all that sort of thing. You've got to face reality, traders. Start small, miss small. So I'm going to be showing you how to trade, starting off with a small account and build your account. Now, this was what I trade in the room in front of members. We trade just a couple of contracts, whether it be on the Fxedeal, a micro NASDAQ or whatever. In this case, it was the Euro futures, currency futures contract. Now, this was $296 after commissions in 90 minutes. Now, what if that was 10 or even 20 contracts? My job is to show traders how to start with a small account and how to build it into a large account. So let me teach you how to trade, how to particularly day trade the right way. So first of all, you must understand there is a risk in trading. Don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose. You can pause the recording to read the disclaimer. And that's a great thing about trading platforms today. You can start on the simulator before you go to a live account. Now, just one thing, the calculator that I'll refer to, which is very, very important to you, you can get a free copy of this calculator and a little training video on how to correctly use the income calculator. So what you can actually do here is design your trading plan around the income that you wish to be earning. But you've got to do it correctly. That is, there's a number of rules that we follow. So if you click on the link below the video, you'll see down under the YouTube video where it says income calculator. Click on there and you can then download it, and we'll then send you the training video as well. And please make sure you subscribe to my channel so I can keep you up to date with my live trading videos. Now, a couple of other very important things here. Success in trading will only come once you can see the simplicity on the other side of complexity. Meaning, even though I have a number of indicators on my charts, don't be fooled by them. That is, they're actually very simple. At first, when you look at them, you may think, oh, there's so many indicators. Well, not really. And I'll break them down as much as I can over a number of videos for you. It's all about really keeping things simple. Don't be sold on the story that you've got to invest a fortune in indicators, because the bottom line is some of the best indicators are free. You don't have to pay for them. That's the beautiful thing about them. Now, the next thing here is, as we're about to go and look at these trades, is a couple of things that you've got to really understand. Now, can you really get wealthy day trading? The reality is, traders, it's hard to get rich fast, but it's easy to get rich slow. I've now trained over 10,000 traders. I would say there would only be 300 or 400 traders out of those that consistently make money, because so many want to get rich fast. They don't want to follow the rules. So what if it takes you 3 months to master this? It ain't rocket science, it really isn't, as I'm going to show you in a moment. But you need to be consistent. You've got to follow the money management rules. So let me just lay the groundwork on what I'm going to be showing you here and what our daily targets are. Now, this is based on a $2,500 account. Now, if you don't have $2,500, that's fine. You just simply start off on micros. You can start with as little as $500 or $600. But in this particular case, the examples I'm going to be showing you in a number of videos that I'll be producing, as most days are profitable for me, as you'll see, is here I'm going to be on the 6E. And to trade the 6E or the 6J, the currency futures, you can actually trade the ES, CL, the black gold, all of these here with a 2,500 account. But here we're working to a maximum risk of 2%. You break the 2% rule, traders, and you're gonna blow your account. That's the reality. And these are the things that, traders really don't want to hear, and they still get sold off. 5% risk is okay. It's just not okay. Okay, you want to be in this business long term. Now here's a reality. On a $2,500 account, 100 a day is a 4% return per day. 4%, 20% per week. 125, and you'll see that most days I romp that in 125 to 150 a day per contract in an hour or two, and that's a return there of between 25 and 30% per week, putting aside the compound effect. That's the reality of this market. But the next thing is important then is how we actually ratchet up and how we increase our account, which I'll also show you here. Now, what is very important? Okay, you may be thinking, Samurai Trader, okay, 100 a day, how many trades a day? Well, I'll show you on the screen in a moment when we get there, but that's only 3 7-tick trades a day. 150 a day, okay, which is a 6% return a day, and you're never ever risking more than 2% of your account, is just 4 7-tick trades a day. Now, I've got to say this right now. The only way what I'm going to show you will not work for you is if you're trading the wrong time frame, meaning the lower the time frame, the lower the risk, because you can have a smaller stop loss. So you can get it well under $50 in this particular market I'm about to show you. However, you get a lot more what they call noise. If the market's too fast, you might need to increase the time frame. But the trades I'm going to be showing you have been around for years and will always work. So that's very important. So what we need to look at here is, if you wish to average around 150 a day, you need 4 7-tick trades a day. And I want you to do a count as we go through it. Now, how that actually works is, that is $43.75. That is 7 ticks by $6.25 a tick. That's what it is, or a point, or some will call it a pip if you're in the Forex market. So that's $43.75 by 4, that's $175. The commissions, it depends on your broker. Your broker's gonna charge you between $4.50 and $6, depends who you're with. Okay, but let's just take an average of $5. So there's your net 155. Okay, if you follow the plan, the compound effect is huge, but once again, everyone wants that quick fix. Now, the beautiful part about trading, and of course, if you say join me as a member, which I'm not going to do a big sell here on join me as a member, you get all of these spreadsheets and all of this sort of thing, and we go through this in training. I run both live trading rooms and coaching classes. Here, as you can see here, you can get underway with a really small account and you can build from there. Now, I pretty much already mentioned how many, look, what I want to show you was this here, particularly for the young guns in the room that want to be earning their, their $250 to $1 million a year. How do you actually realistically do that? Well, say on the market we're going to be looking at today, trading just 10 contracts by only $100 a day. That's 5,000 a week, traders. That's the reality, the true reality. Now, if you're going to say go and trade the ES, yes, you can be netting not 100 a day. You can be netting on average, realistically, 400 to 500 a day if you're trading during the New York session. Okay, and this is on the low side, as you're about to see. So for a total capital outlay, as you build your account of only, what's that, $25,000, earning $5 grand a week, it's basically almost unheard of. But break it down, it's $100 a day per contract. Now, I just want to show you this, by the way. This is really important because you've got to have a plan. When the why is big enough, the how to do it will appear. Now, this is the compound sheet that you can download by going to the bottom of the page, is that here, if we put this in $2,500, and the reason it's based on 2,500 is your average stop loss on trading the market we're going to be looking at today is going to be around $50. So that means to stay within the 2% rule, you need $2,500. Now, if you've got a target of $100 a day, and I'll show you how we can comfortably achieve that very short time, is here's the compound effect. Now, let me tell you about this compound table. This is based upon you start trading additional contracts only when you double your money. So when you go from 2,500 and you get up to 5,000, only then do you start trading 2 contracts. When you get up to 7,500, then you start trading 3. The bottom line is what this actually means, traders, within 19 weeks, you actually have the potential of earning $10,000 a week, and your account now is now 61,000. And let's just jump up very, very quickly to 150 a day. Just I don't want to spend too much time on this. Now, if you're averaging 150 a day, traders, you're there in only 12 weeks. You've saved yourself 7 weeks. Now, what I say to all new traders or traders perhaps that have been struggling, start off with a realistic target of between 100 and 150 a week. Okay, per day, sorry, per day. And you build from there and you celebrate your wins and you focus on one good trade, you get that one, then another, then another. Now, I'll now minimize that, and then we're about to go to the chart. So first of all, I recommend that I'm going to be showing you a combination of different types of trades here. But what I recommend is initially you follow the dark blue line, which is follow the trend. You're going to see, and I can't remember in this video, in this trading session, how many counter trend trades I take or actually took. But here I recommend traders that you trade with the trend, you master trading with the trend, then you can consider when you get great market reversals. But initially, I want you to focus on trend trading. My job as a trading coach is to put traders on the right track. And I actually call it the Goldilocks rule. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. Likewise with the number of setups that you initially learn to begin with. So let's now go to the chart. So where are we here? Oops, let me just pull this one down here, get the right one. Okay, so what we're actually looking at, this is 1 a.m. So this is just before the London Open. And so this is, we kick the live trading room off. Every second week, I have a live room that I run from 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, 4 a.m. Eastern. We trade the London Open, and alternative weeks, we start an hour later. And this is besides the coaching classes that I run 6 p.m. every Tuesday and Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. So what I've got here, traders, and don't be overwhelmed by this. We are on a Renko chart. You can be trading tick, time-based charts. It really doesn't matter what type of chart you're using for the methodologies. All these lines, you'll see in a moment, like that white line, that's the prior day's close. And so there are indicators, and by the way, all of my indicators are free, but a couple of really important things you'll learn fairly quickly, how important floor pivots are, the prior day's open, high, low, and close, and that little magenta line, that's the current days from midnight, low of the day or the high of the day. And all of these act as what we call price magnets, but let me keep it really simple to begin with. Now, after 4 or 5 hours of training, you pick this up. And once again, I can give you everything, the world's best setups, the time frames and everything we need, the cheat sheets and everything, but I can't give you one thing, and it's called patience and screen time. Now, this is the first trade I took here. And here we have a lot of what we call, this is called angulation. This was actually a counter trend trade that I took, okay? And when we have angulation, that's called, see where it's sort of EMAs are angling, that really can lead to a really nice little scalp. And I can't remember how many ticks per trade I actually got out of this. The bottom line is, as you're about to see, that it was $296 after commissions. It was $362.50 before commissions. And so I executed 7 trades for 6 winners. And even a loss was a bit disappointing. I mucked it up a little, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so here's the first trade. Okay, counter trend trade. Now we have just up here, which is what we call a 3B, sorry. I want you to remember here, traders, that this is my dinner time around this time, and I'm getting ready for the coaching sessions. And if you saw what I prepare and do with my members, it's a lot of work involved in the room. So anyway, so I don't take every trade, but here is, oh, and I should say, this is one trade. You would be taking that one and this one. Anything that's what we call a 2B or a 3B, you're gonna be on. Okay, I really wanna see you on. That was a 2B for an example here. That's a 2D, that's a divergence trade. Okay, so down we go. So we had a nice little win and ad that may not look like it there, okay, but that's, how many ticks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's only 6 ticks out of that. Now, 6 ticks on this market is $37.50 less your commissions. In fact, I should actually just show you this here. So this is what we call, let me just open this up for you and just show you this. So if we're trading the euro, which is just basically aligned with the currency, with the Forex market, okay, except this is a contract. It's a little different than the spot market. This is typically our stop loss is going to be between 37.50 and 8 ticks, but that's what you're netting, less $5. Now remember, our bottom line is we're after 100 to 150 a day. We might come back to this as we go along. So let's just go back to this one here. Then we had a beautiful 3B, bang, that would have been 10 to 15 ticks. We come over here, then I jumped in. I was very late on the second trade here. And so this was a 3B. I actually should have been in, and it may not look like it, I should have been in one or two ticks earlier than this one. Come down and I picked up my 8 ticks. And by the way, I mentioned earlier that to get 150 a day, you only need 4 7-tick trades a day. That's a good 10. That was 8. Okay, so you don't need a lot of trades. So there was one if you're on that one, and this is all you're following. This one, there's 2, but that was my second trade anyway. Okay, we then had another trade there that I wasn't actually on. I shouldn't call it a trade, but a setup was just there. That would have been a nice one. Now, we then had the 9 a.m. London Open. Now, so I must have been starting, oh no, that was 2 a.m. So I'm just getting my times mixed up here. I don't trade when the market first opens. I call it the killing field, whether it be the New York Open or any open, just got to be very cautious at the open. Now, in this case, you would have been mighty fine, but the very next day, it reversed on a dime. So really the best thing is just to set it out. So then we had a nice little collapse down here. Where's my next now then I jumped in on this one. I had another divergence trade, and this is called a 2D. Now 2Ds are pretty good probability trades if you trade them correctly. Okay, they're a good 80% trade, as is the 2Bs. So up here I then picked up my 8 ticks. Thank you very much. Now at that stage, by the way, I was actually up after commissions 240. And I still had another 45 minutes until the live room opened. Okay, so, and I use these as training examples, by the way, in the room, in the live trading room. So I then decided, we then pulled back. I then had another little setup here with some divergence, and I shorted here. Now at the time, I typed in there 3 crosses ? And we've got a setup. Most of you have heard of the head and shoulders. Very easy to identify the way we do it. Some of their members call it the 3 crosses. So I typed that in. I decided to jump in early And lo and behold, I got stopped out immediately on that. Okay, so I sort of broke the rules there to a degree, not entirely, because I did have some divergence, but anyway, I got stopped. So that knocked me back down to about 1/30. Darn it, now I've got to whack off a few more trades again. So that was trade number 4, by the way. So then up we come. Oh, that was a 2B, by the way, plain vanilla 2B. So when I teach you how to trade these, that was a 2B, that was a 2B, plain vanilla, and that was a 2B there, plain vanilla 2B. Now I then had trade number 5. Now, this is what we call a T12. And I won't go into all the rules, but it's a fantastic setup. And we're looking at an anchor chart. So what we've got is a specific setup on the anchor chart, and we execute it here. Now, this is where traders and my members really appreciate this. If I make a mistake, I'll tell them. That's the only way you really learn, is to learn from. I've been doing this now for 28 years. To have someone to say, look, this is where I could have done this better. Now in this particular case, I shorted this. I was after 8 ticks, and see that cyan line down there, that would have given me 8 ticks. So I hung on to the trade. It hit +7, and by the way, my break even is +6. Okay, so it went to break even, but I hung on to it, and usually I will get, see how we touch it down here, time and time, and I missed it, and I only got out with +3, where I wouldn't have picked up the +7, but I would have done a little better. I then had a 2B right there. Remember I said to you 2Bs, that was a 2B, that's a 2B, this is a 2B. Now I jumped in on this 2B, rallied up, and then I had the same reversal signal up here. I only got out. Now it actually hit +8 ticks. Now remember I mentioned to you my target is 8 ticks. I'm simple. I like to have a fixed target on multiple contracts. Some love to trail, but you know what? I'm a scalper. I love to hear that cash register ring. So we got up there, we hit +8, but just because you hit 8, it doesn't mean you're filled. So it hit my +8, and then it started to reverse. Remember, we're in a line of other traders that are in front of you quite often. So unless it's a market if touched order, where you get out and you're gonna get slippage anyway, but in this case, I only picked up 3 ticks out of that. Now, 3 ticks on this market, once again, just to show you this, 3 ticks is 18.75 less your commission. Now, the commission I pay, I think it's $4.72 to be exact I pay, but I've just rounded up off there for members to see. So you still make money out of that, but you don't want to just be picking up 3 ticks every trade. And I should just point out that from my trade entry, I like to have my stop loss 1 tick under, 1 tick over, 1 tick under, 1 tick under, okay? Now, immediately, I then had what we call a bet the farm set up on my anchor chart. I had a double top, and I had a T12 again, if I remember correctly. So here I jumped on that, it was a 2B on the anchor charts. So here I've got 2Bs here, but on the higher time frame. Now don't be put off by the codes I use. It's, once again, traders, it's a bit like learning how to drive a stick shift. You know, your first week or two, you know, how am I gonna do this? You know, change the gears, push the clutch in, use the brake, use the indicator, look in the rear view. After you get 10 to 20 hours of screen time, these come to you, they really do. Right, now this is a 2B short, thank you very much, and I picked up my 8 ticks. That put me up at 362.50, 296 in that time. Then away we go, then we're heading towards the live trading room session, and that was underway at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. just here, Central Standard Time, and then we're away with our live trading room at that stage. So traders, these are very straightforward trades. Now, how you can really simplify your trading is trading with the trend, okay? Now, it doesn't matter whether you're using MT4, TOS, Think or Swim, TradeStation, okay? All of these setups can all be set up very easily on those, okay? Now, so in closing, make sure you've subscribed to my channel. So I've got a heap of videos I've got coming out, but even better still, you can join my program for only $197. You get all of my indicators. I give you 1 month in my live coaching room. It's different to the live trading room, but in the coaching room, free indicators. As my members describe it, it's a gold mine, literally. There's only one way to learn how to trade, and that's the right way the first time. Traders, I've been doing this now for 28 years. Let me teach you how to trade the right way the first time. And as I mentioned also, if you join 197, I also include 8 live 2-hour coaching sessions, my group coaching sessions I run. If you can't make the live sessions, they are recorded. So make sure also you download or go to download my free calculator where I'll explain and show you how to realistically build your account. So traders, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next training video.